This is the show your college professor warned you about. Prepare to be triggered. You're listening to the Patriarchy with Ian and Sal.
Episode 32 of the Patriarchy Show with Ian and myself. Now, we have a pretty good show on tonight. We have two pretty good guests. Ian's here. Ian's feeling good. I'm feeling good. Happy Passover. Happy Passover to Ian.
Oy vey. That's right.
I am ecstatic. I am excited for this show.
Yeah, hopefully.
You sound confident. You sound enthusiastic.
As always, you have to exude it.
I mean, no one has more confidence than Bill Mitchell, but that's a different story.
That's a whole other thing. That guy. What's he do that?
Botox? I don't know.
Something.
So we're on. So far, we've made it about 1 minute with no technical issues. So that's
good. I'm so excited for that.
We have a guest coming on in about
10
minutes.
Yeah.
And then we have another guest in the 11 o'clock hour if you want to talk about them.
Yeah. So in about 15 minutes or so, Lucian Wintrich, he's a political artist, political commentator. He's actually the inaugural White House correspondent for the Gateway Pundit. He'll be joining us. And the 11 o'clock hour, around that time, Latasia Horton, a.k.a. Libertarian lesbian, ex-liberal turned, libertarian/conservative. And also a lesbian, obviously. It's in the name, Sal.
It seems like we have sort of a guest tonight.
That's okay. I have.
Oh, yes. What we get? What was that?
Hearing these folks. Hey, guys.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Not too much. Not too much. I am exhausted, and I think I have a DC allergy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, we appreciate you coming. So let me give you a proper intro now. As you can see, Lucian Wintrich is with us. He's an American political artist, political commentator.
We do video. I could be talking to a bunch of, I don't know, Russian, maybe.
Oh, you got to watch out.
I need to see what she's doing.
I don't.
Thank you.
Follow him on Twitter at Lucian Wintrich and follow us on the KKK Pundit. So let's see, man. There's a lot going on today. I was looking at your Twitter. Apparently, you're pretty mad at the New Yorker radio.
We have this bad guy running it. What's his name? Look up that guy. David Remnick. Thank you. So David Remnick. Do you turn off your camera again? Don't hide from me. Let's see some faces. We're in this Google Hangout thing. Let's hang out, guys. Thank you. And what about these other two miscellaneous icons that the kids?
The other one is Ian.
Ian, turn on your cam.
Yeah, my setup's all messed up, but there's
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you before. You push accept video. Ian.
What's that?
I believe in you, Ian. You gotta turn the cam on.
Well, the cam is like a fucking literal not working.
Yeah, then you pull the cardboard away from your face.
There's no cardboard. Hold on. I'm gonna
there you
with a beard. I've been on Pat Dixon's show over at the Pop Out.
He's upside down.
Hold on. See this fucking guy. Wasn't ready for cameras. Go on. The dude at the radio.
Perfect. Look at that.
No problem.
Love it.
So what happened with the guy at the New York radio, man?
So he interviewed me, and this is a tactic. This is a tactic they use. They will interview you for the upwards of an hour and a half.
Right.
They will cut it down to 5 minutes, where they have you chuckling like a fool, and trying to explain these very offhanded statements of the interviewer made by people. So, I mean, it was very disappointing. I had a great time with Andrew Morans, who actually wrote the New Yorker article. So I was hoping the same sort of fairness, general fairness that they utilized during the article for the actual for the radio thing.
Gotcha.
Did not happen.
So you thought the article good to go for the radio show? Awful. You want the whole hour and a half?
The radio show is a fucking joke. Listen, if you're gonna interview somebody for an hour and a half, first of all, don't seriously. If you're like in journalism and it's only going to be a certain piece, you know. I stupidly thought or assumed that because it's called New Yorker Radio Hour, they'd use probably an hour of this hour and a half.
Right.
But enough about the New Yorker. Let's talk about you.
Okay. Let's talk about. Doesn't want to talk more about you because I have stuff set up, man.
Ask me a question. Go ahead.
Sure. Malia Obama freaked out on you. What the hell was that about?
She did. Well, yeah, you know, I was minding my own biz. I was in one of these fancy New York clubs, and my friend, my black friend, actually, which makes it, I think, more legitimate and more interesting. She turns to me, and she says, "Malia Obama just said she wants to punch you in the face." And I said, listen, babe. Every skinny black girl is not Malia Obama. That's racist. I turned around, and lo and behold, it is in fact Malia Obama staring me down. And so I turned to her and I try to get one of those pics that are so popular online of somebody being mean by me. And as I'm trying to take this pic of her, she runs up to me and starts screaming, "Oh, do you want to have a conversation, a real conversation?" And I said, "Yeah." Like, babe, yeah.
Right.
Let's what do you call it? Let's jab. What are the kids calling conversations?
Jib jobbing.
Let's jab.
Just made it up.
So yeah, so it's like, babe, let's jive. Let's jive.
That's the cool word.
Sit down and jive. And she unfortunately did not have the. He was escorted out by her security.
Oof. And it was a 21 and up club, right?
It was. So I have an 18-year-old chastising me for a club that she is illegally at. The only reason she was able to get in is because of who her father is.
Obviously,
and she very, I think, ignorantly and pretentiously thought that she could actually come up and cause people who can legally be there.
And obviously, she hasn't gotten any blowback, right? Like, I haven't seen anything.
The leftist thing, I mean, that's the funniest fucking thing. The leftist thing, let her live her life. Why are you bothering Malia Obama? And it's like, okay, first of all, dude, I didn't even know she was there. She started screaming about me. So that's one point number two. I don't know. I mean, she's 18.
Right. 21 up club.
It'd be very funny. I don't know if she had a fake ID and sort of down it. I really do think that
yeah.
On in.
I'm Susan Smith. It's obviously Malia Obama, one of the most popular people on the face of the planet.
Yeah, if you look at all the headlines about that incident, most of them make you have to be some kind of predator. So you like.
Oh yeah, they're acting like. I mean, some of them have assumed that I follow, I don't know, celebrity website where I was trying to figure out where Malia Obama, of all people, are. And I don't know. My friend was posting that night. He dragged me out. And then Malia Obama starts doing nonsense at me. That's big. It's a very, I think it's a relatively uninteresting story, but it's still very, very funny that an 18-year-old former failed president's daughter has the audacity, maybe I can Obama's book title, to start screaming at people of age,
right? Well, that's what makes it funny and interesting. There's so much involved. Underage, right-wing commentator. There's, watch out, you predator. Okay, so I was going to talk about John Decker, but I figure you've talked about that ad nauseum. Like we get it. Like he was mean to you, right? I mean,
yeah, John Decker, he's a Nazi, he's a homo. I mean, that's basically the end of that story.
Yeah,
he hasn't given you any more shit.
No, he's actually see, we're fighting in the new media in general. So I haven't listened too much to you guys. We're all fighting the same war, and a lot of established media types don't realize that we will absolutely unabashedly troll them on Twitter for 48 hours after they confront us. So yeah, John Decker very ignorantly, I think, thought that he could start screaming that I'm a Nazi, a racist. It's so funny because typically when liberals start screaming at you, they'll also say homophobe. But that's the one thing he left out.
I have a question real quick. What's the Uncle Tom version like of a homophobe? Like, what would that be?
John, maybe.
Dude, right? Like, you're a homophobe, a Nazi.
There have been a lot of faggot serial killers, so maybe one of those. I don't know. I will say I personally have been calling him Uncle Tom before, just because that's the preferred term for betraying whatever.
Right.
Pretend I'm betraying.
Uncle Elton John. I don't know. So I don't know. So I guess there was a mixed message.
Too, right? They were Trump supporters. So I kind of like that. Uncle Dolce and Gabbana. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, the Nazis love that. I mean, at least it wasn't what would say that Gucci.
Say it again.
Gucci, right?
Yeah. That was like that. Uncle Gucci. You're a real Uncle Gucci. That's great.
Fucking hell. So let's get into like some topics. Apparently, there's a bunch of Holocaust centers or something.
Yeah, but much like these Margaret Sanger centers, we shut them up. We're trying to shut them down.
Gotta shut down these Holocaust centers. I mean, the guy just stumbled over his words, right? I mean,
listen, if you're being attacked continuously, and your job is to go up basically on stage. I don't know if you guys have stand up or anything like that. But if your job is to go on stage and to be attacked by stupid people who you I think for between an hour and an hour and a half, then you can say one word. And well, what he's, to be honest, as what am I? Wait, I'm turning it right now. Oh, he clearly wasn't denying. Yeah. So I got a note here. He clearly wasn't denying the Holocaust, which is true. I don't know. He said something a little silly. I thought it was as a faggot had what Jewish relatives pulled off in not occupied Poland and Germany. I really thought it was funny. Nancy Pelosi all of a sudden is screaming for him to die.
Yeah, the Anne Frank Center tweeted for him to resign immediately. Like they're all it's all the same fucking characters yelling over a guy who tripped over his words. I mean, it's just a feint of outrage as per usual from the same fucking people. Now,
why can't you just laugh at it and say, "What an idiot! You sound like a friggin' asshole."
Yeah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg called Lindsey Graham a her. Like, okay, I don't know if she meant it. It might be true. She assumed his gender.
I mean, that's I think Lindsey Graham is her, and I also I think that if the hormone therapy existed when she was young, then that's what they were made for. I think Lindsey Graham would be a very happy, proud woman, and I've been waiting for the day that she's accepted.
Right. It's only about time, and we have to make it happen. Maybe we should start a hashtag Lindsay come out.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. The suicide rate for these trans they're close to 70%. And if you see Lindsey Graham during any of these hearings, she looks like she's on the brink of suicide continuously because we haven't accepted her yet.
Right. Well, she looks like she, whatever. He looks like Katie Lang to me. So I don't know.
Her parents did the best they could. They said these therapies don't exist. We're gonna name this kid Lindsay.
Back then, I don't know how effective they were.
We're waiting for
shock therapy
to be turned inside out and then pushed back up into her body.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Caitlyn Jenner got his dick cut off.
No, that didn't happen. What?
That didn't happen.
Wait, actually?
He
breaking news. Are we breaking news right now?
It was written. I guess he was interviewed about his book. That's one of the highlights of his book. That
I'm actually with another White House correspondent at my apartment. We're both rapidly Googling this right now.
Daily Mail.
Yeah, allegedly
in the chat.
He did it, or she did it. Sorry.
I don't think. I think Caitlyn Jenner is going to, first of all, admit that it was fun being. Was it fun? It was fun being a woman with a deep voice in Adam's Apple for a year. I had a reality show, and now I'm a gay guy, and I think that's the next progression for Caitlyn Jenner.
She has a vagina.
No.
Yep. Really?
Oh my God, you guys are right. 8 hours. How did I miss this?
You're a busy guy.
Wow. First of all, ouch.
Right.
That's terrifying to me. Think about that. I don't know if you guys have ever watched the videos, but
I stop at like 10 seconds.
What they do, and I'm not gonna I typically like examples, so I would whip out my dick and just show you where they make the incisions. But they cut it open,
right?
Like a cylinder, like the cylinder is, and then they push it inside you. So they also cut out a little hole inside you just to push it up, and then you have to shove Vaseline. I do know one trans person in New York who had this whole thing done. Then you shove Vaseline in your inside-out dick every day, just so the skin doesn't
like a grilled cheese.
And then you're also pissing, by the way, which I just thought about. You're pissing from the outside of your dick somehow, right? So if your dick is turned inside out,
right?
I just imagine that. It reminds me of a chocolate, one of those chocolate fountains they have at weddings.
Fondue.
It's one of those deals.
Dude, yeah, that's like, it's a 67-year-old grandma. Are you really going to have sex anyway? Like, you have to do that. Like, you have to keep going. You had to get your hair straightened.
Here's another thing I really don't understand specifically about, Caitlyn Jenner has, I've read a couple sort of interviews, offhanded interviews, where I will say Caitlyn Jenner doesn't really have, aside from the appreciation for this Caitlyn Jenner's a fucking idiot. such being said, if you're into women and keep back and forth with that, back and forth, oh, I might come out as gay, who knows? If you're why would you have your dick turned inside out?
Right.
And have to rub it with Vaseline every day to try to attract women. I don't get that one either.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's meant we close down the asylums, and we can thank Geraldo for that old documentary he did. And we let these people out. I mean, and Bruce Jenner, like, my parents talked to me about him, like, he would be banging models, he was like a man. Now he's rubbing Vaseline in a hole. Like, what happened? Hurdles, Vaseline in a hole. Big difference.
I didn't know this either, but I read this today that he actually started. He got breast implants in 1990, and then when he met Kris Jenner, he got them taken out.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he was starting then, and then he changed his mind.
You know,
Well, I think I'll actually agree with Gavin McKinnon. I say, you know, I'm friends with him. I still can't pronounce his last name. And I do think the vast trans are even more mentally ill than regular people. They're like mentally ill to the next level. And it's very, very unfortunate, I think. And one of my very good friends in New York is Sophia Moore, who's a trans refugee. And specifically has said that
victim dogs.
That, and I will say she with her because I have profound for her. She was like, yeah, I decided to become a woman because I hate faggot. Oh, wonderful.
That's like the Muslims in Iran. They do that. They take gay men and force them into trans surgery. Yeah, Iran, seriously, it has one or two as far as trans surgeries in the East of all countries. Iran.
That's why they can claim that they don't have homosexuals in their country.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's true. That is absolutely true. They're like, okay, yeah, if you think you're a faggot and just, what is it, slice it in half and push it aside you, and then you're we live in such a disgusting time. My God, I don't even want to get started on that.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And you know, and like you said, there's some people with like legit gender dysmorphia, 10000. You know.
Yeah. Okay. They are such a minority, and I met during my life. I've met two people who were what is it called? Jamie Lee Curtis was accused hermaphrodites, right? So. Those exist, like certain genetic anomalies exist. Such being said, what the left is doing right now is they're making the trend. They're saying, and I also know people in New York who have done this. I think they're despicable and disgusting and stupid, and I will rally against them until the day I die. But they will say, men largely, they'll say, "Oh, I'm trans." I'm a trans model, and then all these publications will say they are incredible, they are brave. Look at this new trans model, and they do that for a year. This actually happens continuously. They'll do that for a year, then they'll jump out of that and say, "No, actually, I'm a faggot," and then that'll last for like half a year, and then they'll be, you know what? I think I'm straight again. So. And all the while, they're getting these Lady Gaga. They basically applaud.
Right. And they get into the trendy scenes in New York and all that shit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. To pretend you're mentally ill in New York City sounds like the way to go. If you want to have a good time for like 5 years.
Seriously, the equivalent would be, if tomorrow, like, yeah, you know, I have bipolar disorder. I am so fucking happy, but tomorrow I might kill you. and then I got a contract.
Right.
It's
If you don't mind me asking, yeah, first one or two, because I know a little bit about it.
Which one?
Bipolar.
Well, I will say
Yeah. Okay.
it seems like a ball to me.
Right. Well, the manic part sure is fun.
I would definitely be the most bipolar person in America. As if I had the choice between being bipolar or being trans,
Right.
I would definitely hop on the bipolar train, because you get to go through those sort of ranges of euphoria and very introverted depression, and I like that notion. I like that concept.
It's like teenage goth. Like, I mean, you like when I see you in pictures or with Jim Hoft or whatever, it's like you seem like very not reserved, but kind of a little bit laid back sometimes. So that's why I was surprised when John Decker, and all this fucking shit was going on.
I mean, out of literally out of everybody to sort of attack any conservative in the briefing room, I was such a weird choice.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly, of all the people he could have went after all the you. I don't know. Who cares? Whatever. He's a fag.
And then right after that, I had a fat guy running up to me, saying, "Do you believe in race mixing?"
What?
Absolutely
not, of course.
More than any other time, I really during that words, really related and felt on the same page as Spencer. Because I started going through a mild stand-up routine after she asked me that, and everybody was so straight.
Right.
Oh yeah, like
there's John Decker. That's the look, right?
Yeah. So he ran up to me. He ran up to me, grabbed me by the arm, and I didn't want to pull him into the field. During the briefing, I was like, fuck it.
Right.
That is technically, that's assault and battery.
Right. I was going to ask you, did you go anywhere with that? Or if you can talk about it at all.
Okay, so this is boring as I don't know about your listener base and how
they're used to boring shit if they're listening to us right now. No, we have good folks.
Okay, so let's see here. If you were assaulted, well, again, he it was a hard enough grab to remind me of I have a European father, so he's European capital punishment. The last time he grabbed me by the arm that hard, I was at the team taking too long the dolphin. Honestly. So he grabbed me pretty fucking aggressively hard by the arm. Tried to yank me back. I did survive. I am
right. Yeah, you're alive.
Decker's brutal assault on me. When something like that happens in the briefing room, happens on those grounds by the White House, it is this very weird triangle between police, the FBI, and the Secret Service.
Right.
So we sort of ping-ponged around those three groups, and didn't get too far. So then the next thing was, okay, are we going to pursue this in court? Which could be a very interesting case.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah.
You got witnesses. There's cameras everywhere.
Yeah, there are cameras everywhere. Everybody is refusing to release any of that footage where he does grab me, which is also interesting.
Right.
Multiple witnesses confirm that he grabbed my arm.
Right.
Again, while I'm a faggot, I'm not like a faggot. And it wasn't a life-changing assault on my part.
You got PTSD now.
But we have this guy who now works for Fox News Radio. Previously worked for PBS. Okay. So that's the type of person I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with PBS. PBS grabbed me by the arm. And I think it'd be very funny to sue a lipless man who has a haircut from that looks like he was in a shitty band from the 1980s.
Jesus Christ. I guess you don't like him too much, do you? Not a fan of John Decker.
I just found this online.
Yeah, here we go. Gateway pundit hero Lucian Wintrich. Rhino, Toady, John Decker.
I mean, John Decker, and I will state this for the record. Well, as a journalist, I think it's very important that we ask questions. Is John Decker a Nazi? Well, he confirmed he's a homophobe because he did grab a faggot by the arm. Now, is he one of these homophobes who's secretly gay? Did he want to pull me in the back of the room and have some fun? I don't know because I didn't go with him.
Right. He grabbed your arm, tried to get you to sit on his face or something weird, but you fought him off.
He easily, when you look at those pictures of him, when you see right. that look in his eyes, somewhere between, I think, the violence I've seen from ISIS and maybe a little sexual pleasure, I don't really know what his intentions were. And I do think that in and of itself needs to be investigated, and that was ignored. That was ignored by the mainstream media.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because it was obviously we always go and we do this test. And tables were fucking turned, and this conservative grabbed a liberal gay guy like that. Forget about it. It'd be still trending on Twitter now. That person be in jail as we speak, whoever it was.
Do you know what he did when he was at PBS? I hope it wasn't with like a children's show.
He played Big Bird.
I also think that needs to be investigated. I think that's what we need to be looking into. Like, fuck these Russia connections. I think everybody in that room, when the briefing starts, needs to turn to John Decker and say, what is your history with children? Did you want to rape Lucian in the bathroom?
Right. Pedophiles and you rapists.
Is he rapist? I don't know, but those are the questions that journalists should be asking.
Yeah, we have to get to the bottom of this. And you're journalists, legitimate. And we're going to continue reporting on the John Decker pedophilia rapist story here at the Patriarchy Show. We will not drop this until we get to the bottom of it.
It needs to be uncovered because I think there's a scoop somewhere in there.
Oh my God. Ooh.
Yeah, you're like I'm using the lingo there.
I can't.
Yeah. You're getting there. I'm so glad you're in that fucking White House. I find that great.
It's a lot of fun. I will say after some of this nonsense happened, there are a lot of young conservatives there right now, which is very cool to see. We got Trey from OAN. We got.
Okay.
Say it again.
I'm listening. Sorry.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's a very cool group of people who are reporting directly from the White House, and you can everybody who says, "Oh, Trump is so anti-media." Like, look in that room. It is packed with media that was during the Obama years completely sort of thrown out of everything.
Yeah, like he wouldn't have anywhere near as many, conservative or extreme liberal news outlets in there because they would be critical of his war.
They opened it up, and I'm being urged to say this. They've opened it up to Sputnik, the Russian GPS.
So obviously, here's the Putin thing. So we have the Decker pedophile rapist and Russians in the White House. Hey, maybe Russians are paying Decker to rape people.
Come on.
I wouldn't put it past Decker or the Russians.
Why would you? Putin's an evil guy. He kills his own people.
I like that. That could be a scoop. Was John Decker hired by Putin to rape people in the briefing room?
We're getting to the bottom of this.
I think
So.
so.
Okay, let me get
It's a possibility based on his actions, and it should be investigated.
Well, Putin's aggressive. Decker's aggressive. So there's that.
They're aggressive. They're aggressive people. I think I can only imagine with Decker's haircut, he likes to be shirtless too.
Yeah, well, Decker, I'm sure we can find shirtless pictures. Putin was shirtless at one time. They're both white and men. So, I mean, you got 4 things right there that connects him right to Putin.
What's that clip? They're fucking white males.
Fucking white male! White male!
I'm looking at his profile at Georgetown University. He worked when he was at PBS. He worked for Nightly Business Report, and I don't know what this means, but he was described as refreshingly self-aware for a reporter.
So self-aware he assaulted a homosexual in the White House press room.
He's is he self-aware? I mean, he's a fool. I'll say that. And I don't think he's self-aware enough to realize that he's a fool. When you have no lips, when you have 5-inch dentures, when you have a haircut that looks like you what is it? You're in a bad company cover band. Then I haven't heard him comment on just the sort of aesthetic that he's bringing to the White House. But I will say, it's like a stage.
Well, there's a reason why he's radio. So that old
By the
joke,
way,
right?
doesn't he have a hit? If anybody's going to be called a neo-Nazi or Nazi, doesn't he have a Nazi haircut?
That guy right there. I mean, his ears are the same size as Putin, so that's 5 connections.
His ears are taking up half his face. The other half of his face is the longest, biggest chin I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's like
his entire body. His entire body is a chin.
This is great. This is like the John Decker bash hour. This is hilarious. Oh my god! As soon as I heard it, I was like, I hate that guy. He stinks. I like Lucian. I followed him on Twitter for a while. You know, I've seen your work. I'm like, that guy stinks automatically. He looks like an evil villain in some sort of 80s, action movie. He looks like he should be in Die Hard 2.
He really doesn't change occupations. He needs to be an evil villain in, I'd say, just a B horror movie. He doesn't need to wear a mask. What's that movie with the deaf girl on Netflix? It's a very good.
The deaf. Oh, I know what you're talking about. That one was good with the guy.
Yeah. What's that called?
Sal, get on. You're a research guy.
Deaf Girl on Netflix.
Yeah, Deaf Girl Netflix murder thing. Horror. So
I think he could just come on with that big chin, those big teeth, and those no lips. That deaf girl would take one look at him. Be like,
she's done.
Is it Avenged?
Say it again.
Avenged? Or
no, that's not it. That's definitely not it. It's the actual title. I think the actual title has something to do with it's like silent terror. It's like almost some sort of pun about her not being.
Yeah, of course, all those like have a pun. What was this now?
Hush.
Hush. Hush.
Hush. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. I knew eventually we would type into Google fast enough. One of us.
I mean, John. I'll say Nazi homophobe John Decker. He needs to be hushed.
Nazi homophobe Putin puppet now.
Putin's puppet.
Legend. If you say a legend, you're the journalist. If you say a legend,
where is Lit? Where is this? He has this like curtain rod thing going on in the front of his face. Where the lips go down, like some sort of accent, like molding, like fancy molding in a Victorian home that needs to be remodeled.
He's a fucked up looking dude.
But take this picture off the screen because this terrifies me. He's a terrifying looking man.
PTSD flashback. Putin got to you.
He did. He finally did.
It's the fucking Russians. Now, speaking of Russians, Cassandra, one of your friends, right?
Yeah, she's wonderful. She's a incredible girl, very talented.
Right. now, of course, Looney Louise Mensch, she's just, saying that she's a Russian spy, right? For months now.
Wait, Louise Mensch, she is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't she Heat Street?
Well, she's former Heat Street.
Oh, she was fired.
I don't know.
You guys are
They
breaking
say fired, but
Right.
I think she stepped down, quote unquote.
Well, first of all, she's a nightmare. She believed. What did she believe? She believed that that Bannon,
Right.
that Bannon had Andrew Breitbart killed,
Yeah.
so that he could take over Breitbart's website. And then she believed that Bannon went through his Russian connections and then installed Trump as president. I mean, she's wacky beyond belief. I don't know how she can. I don't know why she isn't wearing a tinfoil hat and on the street, to be honest.
Right. When Alex Jones and other conspiracy theorists of that
Oh, and
ilk come out and say, you're crazy.
Wait, where's she working now? Because a colleague of mine just said that good old Mensch, Mensch the wench, is harassing a colleague of mine for information, for a scoop, for one of these journalistic scoops on Cassandra.
I wonder if it's the trolling.
What's the scoop? Didn't she accuse her of having fake breasts?
Oh, well, I will say, I on Periscope the other day, I felt Cassandra's breasts.
Okay.
They are 100% real.
Okay.
And what does Seinfeld say? They are real and they are incredible.
So she's committing slander, obviously, now.
She is. I mean, you can tell if a pair of these breasts you guys like, you straight guys like, if they are silicone, then it's a little harder. But if it's skin and fat, you can feel that. And I'll tell you, Cassandra's all skin and fat.
You heard it here first. Cassandra's boobs, all skin and fat.
No silicone.
And not a Russian spy, right? Not a Russian spy. We're just gonna get over that.
I will say she does a beautiful younger daughter. So I as a conservative, I think how these breasts, they get larger. These especially female bodies are very they're fascinating and confusing. Right. So these breasts, they fill up with more skin and fat, right, to produce more milk for these little tykes coming around, these future American patriots.
Yeah, future conservatives.
Future conservatives. And so will Cassandra's breasts down in the next couple of years after the breastfeeding and the nursing is over? I don't know. I'm not going to report on that just yet. All I can tell you is they're real.
So we have a scoop here. Cassandra's breasts are real, and Louise Mensch is committing slander by saying otherwise.
Well, I don't even know why Louise Mensch is talking about Cassandra. That seems weird to me.
What's the Russian thing? She's fucking obsessed with Russia, Louise.
If you met, and I can throw you on with Andrew, who he's a White House reporter from CNN. He's actually here now. We're discussing. I don't know how I can hopefully make more money from Russia.
Yeah.
Don't we all want that?
I'm still waiting for my check from RT.
Russia has no money. It's a bankrupt country.
Well, that's why they want the oil to pay Russian spy wages.
If they gave me any money, it'd be on credit.
Oh God!
Right. Bitcoin, as the libertarians would say. My Bitcoin.
It was. He recently said. I think it was actually Ben Shapiro this morning. Everybody's scared to actually touch Russia. We'll see what happens there. I'm very, very curious. But Ben Shapiro, he said, if you look at the states that oppose what we're doing in Syria now, I will say we don't have boots on the ground. That has been a huge point of contention with a lot of conservatives. We don't have boots on the ground. We fired some missiles. We fired some Holocaust, which apparently, in and of itself, is to Native Americans.
It's racist.
So I'm gonna say that that in and of itself would disprove a lot of this collusion with Russia. Which I'm trying to think of the country, but yeah, out of everybody who opposes the strike on Syria, we have North Korea. We have give me another one.
Hezbollah, Iran.
Yeah,
happy about it.
Hezbollah, Iran, and then Russia.
Right.
All of them. There were a couple more, but all of them failed states except for Russia.
I remember Bolivia was
When I will say Russia, it's sort of a failed. It's like it's always
yeah. It's done. It's been done since what, the 70s. I mean, it's not going to do anything. I think it's a paper tiger, paper bear, whatever. It's something to distract and divide all of us, especially on the right, because we want to see Trump get along with Putin, obviously. So the Russialize the perfect fucking fodder to get everyone fighting, and it's happening. It's working. And we thought that the missile strike would stop the rumors of Putin controlling Trump, which is fucking retarded anyway. But they're not. The left is still, well, he gave him a 15-minute warning. Still butt buddies.
That's true. That's absolutely. Well, have you noticed that the left has actually sort of distanced themselves from that narrative now? All of a sudden, Andrew's saying no. So other fellow here, he's saying no. I think they sort of have. If you watch if you watch the Three Things Today, they sort of avoided. They avoided that specific line of question.
The hollow hoax? What someone said? What he said?
He said he was quoting, which was a funny quote. Again, Spicer was very funny today, which is the best he could ask for, because he's making politics funny and accessible,
right?
And then people are interested. So he said, yeah. What did he say? He was like, yeah, I know. The first fuck up was when he said that at least Hitler didn't gas his own people. And then the follow-up to that was somebody asked him, well, Hitler basically did. Thousands of these Jewish, they were German citizens at the time. And then Spencer says, listen, Spicer, he turns around and he says, yeah, don't worry, I know about the Holocaust centers.
Yeah. No, don't worry, guys. I know.
By the way, a Holocaust center sounds. I won't even. Yeah. It does sound like
a trending
job.
It was.
I saw that holocaustcenters.org was available like 15 minutes ago.
I like that. If you don't buy it right now, I might.
Well, I'm doing this show, so it's kind of actually it's not hard.
I'm gonna quit my job with the Gateway Pundit. I'm gonna start some Holocaust centers.
Now, what would those look like? Would they?
No, they'll be regular convention centers called Holocaust centers.
Drive-through Holocaust centers.
Yeah, drive-through. They'll be sort of a car. Yeah, there will be a drive-through option. It'll spray acid at your car. Sort of chip away at the paint. And then Americans, because we're all about these experiences, and Americans can say, listen, my car, we'll give them a bumper sticker, my car went through the Holocaust Center.
It's like, wow. We're uncovering so much stuff right now and have such great ideas. So holocaustcenter.org. It's like the people with the car. I drove my car to Mount Washington. I drove through the Holocaust.
Wait, in Pittsburgh, is that a Pittsburgh reference?
Which one?
Mount Washington?
No, it's just I did it when I was a kid, and my dad got the stupid fucking bumper sticker. That's all it was. Don't look too deep into what I'm saying.
Relatives that survived the Holocaust, they have all. I went through the Holocaust and all I got was the stupid stickers. That's how you know who's related to me. They're driving down
You're still standing. They're still
standing. They're proud of it. They're happy.
Yeah. So, I mean, so what's the day like you're in DC right now, right?
Yeah.
So what's the day like in a conservative White House, a very conservative White House correspondent? What's that like? Besides being combative.
What's that like? That's a crazy question. It's
ambiguous.
I don't know. It's an interesting job that I humorously enough got after hosting an art show. I was fired from previously I was a very successful person in advertising.
Right. Yeah, I saw your site. You had a lot of marketing stuff.
So I will say I enjoyed this a lot more. And my boss, Jim Hoff, is one of the most incredible people in the world. I could never sing his praises enough. Absolutely beautiful.
Was he at the art show?
It's fucking weird, and it's a weird question because it is weird, and I think you can understand this. But I am going into a room every day where the vast majority of people there just despise me for like little to no reason.
Right. They hate you just for existing. You don't even have to open your mouth. You're Voldemort.
I mean, I literally, I get, it's frustrating. I need to write more like op-eds on the literal fucking website. That'll be my next goal because then I reach out to a subset audience. Right now, I have so many of the very far left websites writing that I'm this like terrifying Nazi working out of the White House and then I get emails that say, actually one of them was so funny that I got today. Let me see if I can actually quote it.
Go for it.
I tweeted it a little bit ago. But okay. I'll paraphrase.
I'll fill the area.
This email was like, you are a racist and a bigot. Racist exclamation mark, and then the subject of the email, the actual body of the email, was, I can't believe somebody has so much hate in their heart. It's like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm right now.
How many hate emails do you get a day?
It's so fucking dry and boring. I wrote an article about Obama's policy toward Israel today.
Right.
And obviously, I'm a supporter of Israel. And I don't know, like the left has lost their mind. I don't even know what their all these exclamation marks about how terrible I am. I don't get it.
Cap locks, of course. Lots of cap locks, lots of capital letters.
I'm getting these capital letters left and right, talking about how bad I am.
And when you get all this hate mail, like serious question, when you get all this hate mail and you just work like a 12-hour fucking day and you open up your email, it's like, you fucking suck, Hitler. Does that make your day a little bit better or just makes it a little bit worse?
It really depends. To be completely honest, and I really do get such a ridiculous mass of this stuff every day.
Right.
It used to be that the counterbell behind it. So this is getting personal. This is like one of those YouTube blogs.
Right.
Okay, so it's tricky. Originally, I accepted all of it, and then the good stuff where they'd say like, "Oh, you're such an inspiration. I love reading your articles, whatever else." Those would help me a lot. I'd be like, okay, well, appreciate it, guys.
Right.
Now, to be honest, the vast majority of people who do go out of their way in general, you know me, they're all fun. So the people who are applauding me, half of what they say is like stupid shit, and then the people who are attacking me, they're even worse. They're even better. So I really personally don't like seeing correspondence from fools.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I just want to go back a little bit. I mean, about the you mentioned the art show earlier. That's how you got fired from your.
There's a crazy echo. Is that just on my side?
I think it's on your side.
Yeah.
Do you guys hear an echo or no?
No.
No.
Okay, perfect. That's fine.
Yeah. But anyway, art show got you in trouble. I mean, I saw you on Gavin's show. The art show. I mean, I remember you got reviews from like these liberal New York elitists.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, it's not real art. The art doesn't speak to the soul. I mean, what do you have to do?
I was previously called the next big photographer in New York City, and they found out I was a Trump supporter, and then all those articles were pulled.
Right.
And there's documentation of that, where
Right.
these long-form articles written up how I was up and coming in the New York art scene. They were all fucking pulled after they found out that I supported Trump. Which was, by the way, these are the people who've been working sort of to oppose or to silence me. They really haven't studied the material. They haven't seen the policies. They don't actually keep up with the news. These are idiots. And so they're condemning somebody who actually I love reading about this, and I always have. It's much more research to condemn.
Right. I mean, they just amplified your voice because now you're in the White House. You work for a very popular conservative publication. I mean, they tried to ruin you, but they did the fucking opposite, which is fucking awesome.
Well, I mean, it's funny. Every time they attack me, from the Malia thing, I mean, Ann Coulter finally followed me back on Twitter after Malia started yelling at me. So they're all fun moments. They're uncomfortable when they happen. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Because if you're going to the briefing room to do your job, and then you have some faggot with a Nazi haircut, and yell at you for being a Nazi, that's like a good day. And then I'm not having just yell weird nonsense. That's another weird day. So it's not great when it's happening, but they are giving you more of a platform by doing that.
Right. Yeah, they're just amplifying your voice. It just seems it's awesome. It's nice to see somebody who they try to go after because they ruin so many fucking people's lives. I mean, they really do. They get people fired.
The only reason these fucking idiots, these like seriously, dude, these idiots. I was marketing chocolate. Okay. Last July, and I was successful with chocolate, and I was working 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. days marketing chocolate. I had no time for anything else. They had me fired. They kept calling my employer until they sat me down and they said, "Lucian, you have to leave. We have to distance ourselves from you." So, I
hate that. I really fucking hate that.
Because now I have all the fucking time in the world to attack the left, and I didn't have that before.
Now you gave me an extra 12 hours in my day to hate the left even more and make money doing it.
It's true, and it's this is a much more fun job to me.
Right.
I mean, I will say, or in case future employers are listening who run Fortune 500 ad firms, I'm a very good employee at an ad firm. If I if I decide to go back to that career.
Right. If Eric Trump catches wind or something, you know, hey, you know.
But, yeah, I will say it's I think it was such a stupid strategic move.
Right.
To to remain fired when like they always saw that I had a platform, and I was actually very, very confused by that move on their part because somebody is platforming themselves.
Right.
And I was doing it very mildly, by the way. I was going on these very generic tofu shows and just saying, listen, I think Trump is a better candidate for X, Y, and Z reasons. Right. For them to literally, after Milo wrote about me, throw me out in a matter of hours.
Right.
It's it's not very smart.
Yeah, as soon as that happens, the knives come out. It just seems. I mean, and another thing with the left that fucking bothers me, I mean, besides everything, obviously, but really fucking bugs me is there is no right. Every time they write about the right, it's the extreme right or the radical right. There's always that adjective. You know, it's not just right wing. You can't just be right wing. You have to be extreme right wing. When left is just the left.
I mean, you know, I don't know if you read half the shit about me, it's always what they think of the far right, or they'll with this crazy thing, or they'll say I'm doing performance art, which just pointed out. And it's like, no, I've actually like if you listen to what the fuck I say, I've like read about that. And I'm trying to explain it.
Right. I mean, you are where you are, so I'm not even gonna fucking ask you if you regret anything you did, because why would you? Yeah, as far as career moves, like you pissed off. Like I said, you pissed off the left. You got a lot of people angry, and now you're in the White House. Good job, liberals. You really nailed that one. You showed him.
I will say I'm making significantly more money. I'm in a job that I like significantly more. I don't have to hide my views anymore, which is there were only two other Trump supporters at the firm that I work for, and they were so terrified about it doing that. I will say this serious shit, and I'm really scared if I have to, because I love, like, I absolutely do. I think potentially the country is phenomenal. I'm scared of the Syria. There better not be a single fucking, that's the quote goes, on the ground. The Middle East itself is going to, as long as Russia or any of these other shitty powers don't try to
Hezbollah, watch out.
I don't know. I really think they'll self-implode. I think our main goal right there is, so aside from the serious shit, I am still fully aligned with Trump.
Right. So you're still red pilled. You're good to go. Everything. Okay.
I've been red pilled before that term existed.
Right. Fair enough. And Lucian, with that, we have another guest coming on. But listen, dude, really appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you for having me.
And open invitation. We got my email, and you can follow Lucian Wintrich at Lucian Wintrich on Twitter, at Lucian Wintrich. I mean, it's not hard. All right, and everything's in the description, your work and everything. So make sure everyone checks that out. Lucian, thank you, man.
See ya.
Thank you. I think I found the moment, the defining moment in John Decker's career that sent him over the edge.
What was it?
I'm seeing if I could get this picture up on the screen. Here we go. Present it to everyone. Reporter John Decker was bitten by President George Bush's dog Barney at the White House. You see the picture?
Rabies! Fucking rabies. That's what it is. John Decker has rabies.
I wish I would have found this one.
Yeah, that would have worked 2 minutes ago. It would have been great.
I'll have to send this to him.
Yeah,
that is the reason. That was fun, man. He's freaking funny. He's so like loose, doesn't give a shit.
Yeah,
love it.
Well, I'm in like my big family room that's all like nice and decorated because I like the acoustics down here. Like, put the camera on. I'm like, oh, there's girly pictures. That's the only reason. I didn't want people seeing my bag pictures behind me. But look at me how look at that. Yeah, people who are listening want to hear about me tilting the camera to the ceiling. It's great acoustics.
So we should have Latasia calling in any moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn my camera off, wish, so I get a little bit more comfortable and drink my drink. Oh,
she's in now. See, I don't think
that's perfect timing.
Oh, there's Latasia. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I could ask her right now as she's joining. Do you think we look like Russians? Or
I
not?
haven't seen that many Russians. I don't know. Your builds might be. You got the beard. No, I don't think so.
I do have an Orthodox Jesus tattoo, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe we all look like Russians. We're all Russian.
We're all Russians. Isn't that nice? Anyways, let me get you a proper introduction. I mean, you've been on before, but you're Natasha Horton, a.k.a. Libertarian Lesbian. You're a former liberal who noticed that the progressives were getting out of hand, did some research, and you went further to the right. You said that, I think in the last interview, that Ron Paul really kind of set that off for you?
Yeah, I would say so. He kind of introduced it to my whole generation.
Right. The whole way of thinking of libertarianism, all that. I mean, but you still kind of said in the last interview, you still clung to my SJWs, right? My social issues. Even though you're Ron Paul.
Oh, I did, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I kind of fell into them when I moved to Salt Lake because I've been trying to pinpoint the moment where I went even more liberal. Because when I lived in Kentucky originally, I think I was more of a classical liberal. And I think they kind of sucked me in. So I guess the last 10 months have just been like a vacuum from going all the way to the left and figuring out what their big fears are, and then going all the way to the right and seeing why they're so scared.
Right. So you're doing it very logically, obviously.
I'm trying to.
That's pros and cons. That's what you should fucking do. Question everything, be curious. I think that's a huge problem in this country, and that people are losing that curious spirit. Being curious. Curiosity, explore. I think it's fucking killed us. But whatever.
I think so. I think people want to care, but people also want to know everything without knowing everything. But I'm 27. I don't know everything.
Right.
We don't. I didn't learn politics for the first 18 years of my life. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, none of us can claim that know everything, but we could always look up to our elders. And I read books by like Jim Goad or Charles Murray, Ron Paul. Actually, Sal, remember that screen pic I sent you of a book review from like 2009 when I started to become more libertarian on Amazon of one of Ron Paul's books? Like, I have proof of becoming more libertarian.
Yeah, why did we bring that up? Somebody was what the hell were we talking about? Somebody disputed something about Ron Paul.
Yeah.
And you brought that up. That had to do, I have it right here. Louise Mensch was attacking babies. That's what it was.
That was an hour ago. Oh my god.
No, we're talking about Baked Alaska.
Oh, I don't know. Well, at least we're talking about someone else now because I'm done with it. But let's actually, you've actually, since your last episode you're on, I think you're on like 5 or 6 episodes ago, a few months ago. You've gained a lot of popularity. You have a great Twitter engagement. You're doing really well. Your message is getting out there. And I just want to commend you for it. You're doing fucking awesome. I mean, that's all that was. That was just my little yay you, awesome job speech.
Well, I've been trying. Thank you. I'm trying to keep up with all of it. So it's
and there's a fucking lot.
Yeah. So I'm working on it whenever I can, and if I start feeling overwhelmed, then I just find time.
Right. Now, I hear you. So, real quick, I want to get to a couple topics. The big one everyone's been talking about, Syria. What's your take on it?
I don't know. Well, I'm obviously everyone's anti-war, it seems, except politician.
Right.
And that's one of those things where I feel like I don't know it enough, and I can't know enough because I'm not in that position. So I haven't even tweeted about it that much, except for a Ben Shapiro article I saw that was good. It was kind of just more level-headed because everyone's freaking out on both ends.
Right. I remember when it was happening, I had Fox News on and I had Russia Today on my monitor because I wanted to get, I want to see everything. Fuck it. And, Turkey, I don't fucking trust Turkey at all. I think Turkey is heavily involved in all this. They're like a background actor and, projection. If we depose Assad or Russia agrees to some sort of transition to power, I think Turkey's going to eat up a lot of that power. They're going to take a lot of that control.
Yeah, and even the Assad thing, I remember looking into both sides of that. And it's not like one of these left-right issues where you can really look into it and find out one side is completely out of their minds and lying. It's really, people deeply believe both sides, so it's kind of hard. It's kind of like the Palestinian-Israel thing. There's both sides where they're 100% convinced, and
Yeah, no, that's a great comparison, actually, because you got Russia Today, and all those different outlets going, Assad's a good guy. He protects minority Christians, this, that, and the other thing. And then you got the media over here finally saying, hooray, Trump, which automatically raises a red flag when the media praises Donald Trump.
I can't help but to have that happen when he kind of, that Hillary Clinton would be okay with it. And all of the people that we've been talking about for the past few months are like, yes.
Yeah, the Democrats, the left, the neocon, Lindsey Graham allegedly is a woman, according to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So
yeah, like I don't want to dismiss it just because of that, but that's definitely a factor. And I think 100% pro-Trumpers that are like hoorah are having a really hard time trying to connect the pieces so they can be okay with it.
Yeah, I heard it like tweeted or said that it's like 1008. D shoots and ladders. Like, what the fuck is happening? China right now. So he did it while the president of China was here, and now China is actually turning away coal shipments from North Korea. So maybe that had an impact. Maybe that was a different discussion.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever know, but. I'm not, there's some people that were burning their Trump hats. They were done. They had enough. I'm like, I don't have enough, like you said, I don't have enough information to just be like, oh, it's 100 days and that's it, I'm done.
Yeah, the burning the Trump hat. Well, that just means that they're putting their faith in one person rather than figuring out their political views. I don't like that ever.
Fair enough. Yeah, idolatry, putting people up on a pedestal, having heroes. You hear a lot of conservatives, Trump's no Reagan. And my argument would always be back, so? Reagan was Reagan, I know.
Now, guys, did you see Paul Joseph Watson's tweet a couple hours ago about Syria?
No.
I've been seeing his tweets about his opinion on it.
He posted... Donald Trump said we're not going into Syria, and so Paul Joseph Watson is saying, see, he listened to his base, and Bill Mitchell, see, I told you, this was his plan all along. Hashtag
false bait. No, I mean, it's just people question this, and then we were talking about earlier about that natural curiosity. There's nothing wrong with it. Stop. We're still here. I still support Trump. We're not going anywhere unless, I think they're actually going to start building the wall in San Diego. I read somewhere.
That's funny.
So, I mean, my big issues for voting for Trump were SCOTUS and immigration. I think everything is downstream from immigration anyway. Jobs, domestic issues, security, things of that nature. So I think that's all downstream from immigration. Those are my two issues. So we got SCOTUS, and if Ruth Bader Ginsburg kick the bucket, then you're going to see an all-out war because then it's going to be a conservative for a liberal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be.
I'm surprised they had to do the nuclear option at all for Gorsuch, honestly.
It was like a waste of political clout, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a little weird. And I think the Democrats kind of fucked themselves by not going for Gorsuch, because there's no reason why you wouldn't want him in office.
Right. It was a complete waste of political clout. Wait till the next one, kicks the bucket. Then you do that. Not a conservative for a conservative. That's or an originalist. Sorry for an originalist.
Yeah, I mean, he should have just been a shoo-in anyway. But
that's the way they think. It's a liberal. It's a liberal, but you don't know. John Roberts, W. Bush. He was the deciding vote on Obamacare. You never know.
Yeah, that's true. I'm learning that.
Right, you can't be too sure. Kennedy and Kagan and Sotomayor. It's pretty much and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Those three votes, you always know they're going to go to that side.
Mm-hmm.
Ideology, as far as ideology, I don't know. What do they always say? Vetting, the vetting process with them and Obama was if. He asked certain questions, and they're like, "Yeah, absolutely. We'll always vote down abortion. We'll always vote on the liberal side of the courts." Which they attacked Trump of course.
I saw when they were questioning Gorsuch. Every clip I saw is hilarious because they're just trying to find something anywhere,
right.
And he just stays completely on the level, and I like that a lot. Just sticking to your guns, kind of thing. And,
right. Yeah, it's like all he had to do was put I can't comment on that's pending litigation into like a MP3 player or an iPhone, just left it there by phone and walked out for 2 days.
Yeah.
Because they kept asking the same, well, not the same question, but the same type of question, and he would give the same type of consistent answer.
But he was really clever about it too, so it was really entertaining.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. Quick stupid question. Tomahawk missiles, are they offensive to Native Americans, and are they culturally appropriating Native American culture?
I just saw that too. I'm like, of course. I haven't seen any Native Americans comment on it yet, but I bet most of them aren't. It's going to be funny. It's mostly white liberals that got into college, and they're going to fight for these powerless little ant people that they consider all of us to be.
Right. Yeah. Most of them, and I like how liberals, I'm part 1/19th, 1/100th Native American. No, you're not. Stop it.
So funny. Well, that's funny because I think a lot of white people and black people were told that by their families, because I was too. But then I did one of those DNA tests, but it turns out 100% European. Surprise.
Ooh, look at that. Good stuff.
I don't know how rare that is, but not even a 1% of Native American. My dad was completely off. He was so into the culture and learning about like arrowhead hunting and things like that. No, maybe I'm kind of Viking because there's some Norwegian. It's so funny.
You had reservations about being on reservations.
Yeah, right. And go on about being a warrior and stuff, but I'm like, well, I'm a warrior who wins now, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, there are liberals who get the 23andMe done or the ancestry test done, and they're told they're a 6 Black or a 6 Cherokee, and they find out they're 100% white, and they literally break down and cry.
Oh yeah, I've seen some YouTube videos that are pretty cool, but a lot of them are from Black people who think they have Native American. So they've been told that all their lives, and they're kind of, you get really sad about it when you build up that you're a certain thing for a long time, I guess. So there's an effect, I'm sure.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I've been told I'm part German. I'm part of a lot of things, but I've been told I'm part German. And if I was told that German is Russian, I wouldn't care. I'm still here. I really wouldn't make much of a difference. With Lucian, we were talking about Caitlyn Jenner.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know that Caitlyn got her wang chopped off.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Apparently that's going to be breaking in his book. I quit. I quit even trying. His, her, them, theirs, here, Dragon Warrior Part 2.
Yeah.
I don't even know anymore. But yeah, chopped it off. And then, go ahead.
Wow. They must have unsubscribed us from the LGBT updates or something.
Yeah.
Immediately, I don't know any of it now.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out what the gay Uncle Tom is. We asked you last time. We just asked Lucian. Have we come to it? We said Elton John could be one.
Is he conservative?
Who, Lucian?
No, Elton John.
Elton John, no.
Oh, okay.
Like you're a traitor, so.
The Uncle Tom of. Oh, you mean the name of it?
Yeah. Like who would be like a gender or sex traitor like for lesbians, like ants?
I think that we're making that now in history. I think whoever wins is going to be that name from now on. So maybe it'll be Latasia. Let's hope so.
Oh, hey, future generations of lesbians. You're picking that Latasia.
Yeah.
Cut it out. We revoke your gay card.
Yeah. Well, maybe there is one though. I'm still looking into it. I'm finding out a lot about. When I was writing my article, it was called The LGBT Exit, about me getting away from the LGBT. And I found a few groups of, they're called TERFs. No, I don't think it's that. There's so many names. There's feminists that were considered radical feminists by the gay community or the LGBT because they wanted to be separated from transgender people. So I was considered a radical feminist to them. Back in the day, and still sometimes now, they still call those people radical feminists just because we think we're different than trans women and gay men and bisexuals and stuff. So that's pretty interesting.
Do you think men who transition to women are appropriating women's gender?
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing, I think. If anything, that's the only reason to use that word so far.
Right.
Because they're not women. But that doesn't mean that I hate people who have that going on with them, but it's still different. Now, when you even say that they're not women and I am, then I'm being discriminated.
Right, you're the Nazi, Russian spy, whatever the fuck they're calling people today.
Yeah, this intersectionality it's taken over, but it's taken over media. I don't think it's taken over normal people because most people in America don't know what the hell any of that is.
Yeah. I think if you went to, a gas station, and even in like a more liberal state like New Jersey, where Sal and I are from, go to a gas station, you go, do you know what intersectional feminism is? And I'm like, the intersection of Route 9 and Route 1, you mean? No fucking idea.
Most people don't. And a lot of people that consider themselves liberal don't know what social justice warriors are or anything. They're just probably classical liberal. And that's what I try to explain to people that are always constantly like liberals, the left, is that most of them aren't involved in all that crazy shit. It's mostly just hyped up.
Right. Yeah. Now, you've been out as a classical liberal for a while now. How has the impact been, now? Because we talked about last time, it wasn't too bad, you said, but now it's been a few months. How has it transpired?
I still haven't gotten a lot of hate from the left yet. Maybe I just don't have enough fame. But I've gotten more hate from the really extreme kind of Christian conservative right. But I do have a lot of really awesome friends and supporters on that side that I've met on Twitter. But I get a lot of if I post an article, people will be like, "Who cares if she's gay?" And then I'll kind of try to talk to them because that's not really bad to say. I just want to figure out what they want.
Right.
But then there's a lot of just reminders that I'm going to burn in hell for all eternity. There's that, and not really any guidance to get out of it or anything. Yeah. I don't think they're trolling thieves pages ever or picketing thieves at their home, but they're not doing that. But some of them are really aggressive about it, and I knew that anyway, just being where I'm from. I mean, I'm not going to be one of those people that believes some of these commentators that all conservatives are, rational thinkers. Because that's not true either. That's not true.
Please. I made a joke one time about Donald Trump on my Facebook wall, and Sal, how long have I supported Trump? From almost the day he walked down the escalator, right?
You convinced me.
Right. And for months, and maybe 3 or 4 months, I made one little joke, and she's like, "Oh, you're fucking lefty, you're liberal." Blah, blah. Hundreds.
Conservatives have never been good at taking comedy, and they never will be either.
No.
Never. That's why so many liberals jumped on board with the free speech originally, and we're going to have to eventually combat that too, because they'd never take jokes. It's always completely rooted in something evil and dark and everything. They have to trace it back, and they can't just enjoy like Saturday Night Live. I mean, whether or not it's gotten worse or not over the years, which I've always liked it, but every time, and then you'll see an article come out by conservatives that say SNL finally got it right when I'm like, they didn't get it right. They're making jokes. You just don't like jokes.
You just don't like funny.
No.
I remember a famous comedian. He's dead now. I've talked to him a couple times on the show. Patrice O'Neill, his famous black comedian, and I remember him debating on Fox News this woman, like a liberal woman, against, I don't know, talking naughty on TV or whatever. I don't fucking know. Anyway, he's like, what do you do? She goes, well, I'm in the office and I lobby. And He goes, so you're not in the business of funny? I'm not going to try to do the black accent. I'm not going. I would go there, but I'm just awful at accents. He goes, so you're not in the business of funny. So why are you getting involved in the business of funny? Sal, I want you to find that. Can you find that? Because that's an awesome clip. Yeah, find that real quick. See, because we're on the topic of comedy, and I love comedy. We've had a couple comedians on the show.
Was that where he was trying to say that rape was funny?
What was that?
Is that where he was trying to tell the...
Right, yeah. No, it's the rape. Because you can have funny rape jokes and unfunny rape jokes. But go ahead, play it.
I'm looking for it.
I'm still looking for it. Fill the air, hurry up.
That's the whole point of comedy, is you can joke about dark things. And usually people that have been through the most can be the most funny about it. And you can, no subject is off limits. It's not supposed to be, because that's why it's funny, because it's so fucked up. If they do it right.
Right. And if it's off limits to you, and your worldview, block, change channel, go away.
Yeah. If anything, comedy has opened my mind more. I mean, that's the reason I'm so original.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
No?
Well, I got it. I'm pulling it up.
Okay.
See.
Cool.
It's a 6-minute clip.
We'll just play it like a minute.
Make sure there's no ads.
So next up on the chopping block, XM satellite radio DJs Opie and Anthony. They're under fire now for airing joking comments about raping Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. Right. Stop supporting negative language.
Real quick.
I just laughed at that part.
Yeah. How dare you? You're evil. Which is, Sal, if you remember Opie and Anthony back then, they weren't making the joke, right? It was some homeless crazy guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is years ago. Sal, go ahead.
Our favorite stand-up comic, Patrice O'Neill.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Patrice, are O&A next?
I hope not. I wish JB and Elvis didn't lose their job, or Imus. It's funny. This is the thing. I don't know her, but I'm assuming that she has nothing to do with funny. So I'm gonna speak as the expert on funny. Funny people should just be left to trying to be funny.
What if they're not funny?
Then you made a mistake. But how many times has how many unfunny rape jokes lead to rape? Like,
I don't know how many jokes about rape there are.
There's a lot. But your world is not funny. Your world is next on the big story. My world is people trying to be funny.
Well, I mean, you think it's okay to try to make jokes about rape?
I'm diabetic. I make fun of that. I'm a victim.
He's dead.
I might lose a toe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make funny of. I'm trying to make fun of anything I think I can make fun of.
Sonia?
What's happening now is the marketplace is deciding what's appropriate or what's not appropriate. I think the nation is just tired. There's a new mood in the nation.
What nation?
The nation. You know what? We're tired of things that
is
are
just the nation that's paper and you. I'm not the nation. I'm just speaking for me and funny. You're speaking for the nation, or you're speaking for?
Yeah, you know why? Because I remember 6 years ago doing something against Anthony Opie because they were just so outrageous, and their violent images that they put out to women was just uncalled for. And now I think people...
You think they were trying to be funny?
I think now people in
Do
this
you think
country
they were trying to be
are
funny?
tired. You know what? I don't care if they're trying to be funny.
That's what I'm
Let me
saying.
tell you
Why are
something,
you in that business?
I've been to your show once, and it wasn't very funny being a woman.
It was
in your
hilarious.
Show, when you talked about.
That's why she doesn't like me. I was in the paper with her, and the joke is hilarious, called The Angry Pirate. And the lady who wrote it in her outrage didn't even know what it meant. And anybody who read it laughed because they know what funny. You're not living in the context of funny. You're living in the context of fire.
Have every right to be as funny as they want. They can go out and try to be as funny as they want, make as much money being as funny as they want. This is what's happening. There is a change in this country. People are realizing they have an opportunity to speak out, and advertisers are listening. Radio stations are listening.
Sonia,
you're not talking to who I talk to.
And you're not going to get paid as much money anymore.
Sonia and Patrice,
That's
look
what
at
it
this.
is. The marketplace.
More
is
CBS
speaking.
radio firings. They've been on the.
I think that's it. That's the point.
Yeah, it's funny that she's kind of talking about free market taking care of it, but yet she has to get involved.
Yeah, she's intervening. You're doing the exact opposite of what you just said. You're intervening in the free markets by trying to get people fucking fired.
She's just like, I'm letting you know, but meanwhile, no, things are still funny. You know, there's a comedian on Saturday Night Live, Pete Davidson, I think that's his name. His dad died in the World Trade Center in 9/11, and he makes jokes about that a lot. It's interesting because they're really hilarious jokes, and to see someone like that, I mean, that's comedy.
I mean, Sal, you know, I'm sure most of our listeners know Sal's brother died in 9/11, and I mean, some of the jokes you've told or we've told are horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've, you know, when you're around your friends and you're all funny, you joke about anything, and it's so fucked up, but it's hilarious just because it's so messed up. I don't know. And that's what makes it so funny, because it's shocking.
Right. You push the boundaries, you reverse, situations. And, there's, I wouldn't say there's an art to comedy, because I think that's giving comics too much credit.
I think there is. I think there's not as funny comics out there, but just to craft some kind of way to say something. You could say something in one sentence and it's not very funny, but then if you find the right wording, it's pretty great.
Right. Like, who's good at making words fun? What's the guy from that fucking 30 Rock show? Tracy Morgan.
Oh, Tracy Morgan. Yeah.
Tracy Morgan.
He's funny.
Words funny. There we go. Sal just put up a picture of the Twin Towers with a heart in the background, and it says, "I'm falling for you."
Wow. There's a Valentine's card that said something about my love for you would melt steel beams or something like that.
Alex Jones Valentine's Day cards are you can never filter my love for you.
That's hilarious.
I just See, that's why I shouldn't be a comedian, because I'm not as funny. So I do the two. I'm not really as good in politics, but I know enough. I'm not really good at funny, but so I just kind of just mush the two of really mediocre stuff, and maybe it could be good. Like a cake. You don't just eat the eggs and the flour separate, because that would be gross. If you combine it, it could get something good.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, hopefully, with my show.
I'm still thinking hopefully with my show, for God's sakes.
Oh.
Sal, come on. Promote the show more, man. Get out there. Now we have a good little audience. We get our hate mail. I mean, we've gotten a couple new hate reviews on iTunes, which is always fun because they give you 1 star. I mean, it's funny because it's like, oh, this fucking guy didn't even listen to the show.
Yeah.
But then, and when people are browsing, they go, "Oh, 4 stars, conservative show." Next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen that too. And I mean, of the hate mail or whatever that I've gotten on Twitter, I've gotten way more just positive reviews that I didn't think I would get. So I love that. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, with me kind of being a funny guy, I look at because I'm like a pathetic faggot. I look at the negative stuff.
Oh yeah,
so, it's funny.
And then there's just one.
Stupid. And I'm like, oh man.
It just ruined your whole day.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't ruin my day, but it's like,
yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
You just focus on that.
Yeah, that's the one that you tell your friends about. It's like, oh, dude, you don't tell about the fucking awesome ones. Now here, therapy session with Ian and Sal.
Yeah.
So, are you practicing mindfulness today? No, I'll stop.
That's fine. That's good.
Yeah. No, I actually do. I have a journal. I have apps. I'm very mentally healthy because comedians and funny people are. Actually, one of my favorite comedians we've had on the show several times, Sal, right? Sal? I guess he's not there. Holy shit. Go to Sal, and he's not there.
Uh-oh.
Did he disconnect? Let me see. Hold on. All right, Let me see. Unless he just left for the sake of leaving. Sal, you there? Wow. Talk about having a, we were talking about negative reviews. Here's one. Show stopped in the middle of the episode.
Oh, no.
Hold on, let me see. I'm going to text him. Let me see what's going on. Fill the time. Google stuff. Hear me sing. Sal, get out and come back in. That's what you need to do. Let's see if he listens, if he heard me. And it doesn't seem like it. No. I don't even know if we're still on.
I see live.
Yeah, we're still live. Apparently.
Yeah.
Hold on,
so
let me
maybe
see
you just
something.
stepped away.
Let's go here to the end. Yeah, no, you're totally right. We're still live. Sal, get out of the room and come back in. Come on, what the hell's wrong with you? Cut this out. This is not funny. I'm dying over here.
No, it's good. I'll try to come up with something to talk about really quick too.
Yeah, your turn.
I was on a roll. I mean, when I eventually I'm gonna do my own show, hopefully I can get over the nerves and I can just kind of be more myself, because it takes a little bit of time. And
show prep and all that shit.
Yeah, and then just getting comfortable enough to just start talking.
Right. Are you gonna do a show with a co-host or?
It'll just be me at first, from what I know. But I'll probably do some stuff over Halsey News. I've been writing a weekly column with them, and they're going to start a YouTube channel, so I'm going to be on that too. And so that'll be neat. I have a lot of people I want to interview. I mean, I'd interview you guys if you ever wanted to come on, and then I have just a few people I've met on Twitter that just have interesting stories. So
hey, Sal, real quick. We totally knocked down, I guess, was the fourth wall, and I went to you, right, Sal?
Oh, I had a little snafu with my microphone.
It's all good.
And my actually not my microphone, my mixer. I didn't even hear that.
Yeah, good thing. But anyway, we're talking about her upcoming podcast. Do you know around when that's going to start coming out?
I thought I did originally, so now I just want to make sure I do. Because every time I think I do, something happens with like some technical stuff that I didn't know about. So
fair enough.
I'll kind of update on Twitter and stuff like that.
And obviously, Sal or I will just message us. We'll help you out with that shit.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Right now, I'm trying to just keep writing and trying to find my flow on that too.
Right. Yeah. Find your own voice. Really, you're just kind of dipping your toes into the pond here as far as political discourse.
Yeah, it's been interesting because I kind of almost went far right, but you can't really go far right when you're gay because then you find all the people that are terrified of the gay agenda and the fact that, I don't know, they think that we're trying to turn everybody gay through TV or something. But if it were possible to turn people gay, I would know about it.
Mike Pence to the rescue. Watch out. He's coming for you.
That's fine. I think people should have the choice to have that reparative therapy stuff because if it doesn't involve shock treatment, which from what I've read about doesn't anymore. I mean, I don't know what they're doing in the 70s. I'm sure they shocked a lot of people.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it seems like taking away that choice to force yourself to be straight is wrong too.
Right. So if you're gay and you're trying to force yourself to be straight and you're looking for help to do that, you can't now. It's illegal in a lot of states.
And that seems kind of weird.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's exactly what the classical libertarianism comes in. Is where now you're entering the marketplace where as a gay person they can't get help or assistance, whatever the fuck you want to call it that they want.
Right. I've never thought about it, but I'm sure there are people that have. that want to live a certain lifestyle.
I don't really want gay people appropriating my straightness.
Yeah, right.
Appropriate my heterosexualness.
I think we do quite a bit already. Those people just keep quiet.
I remember in the early 2000s, heterosexuals were appropriating gay culture, like Queer Eye for a Straight Guy and all that shit.
Yeah.
Remember that stuff?
Metrosexuals.
Yeah. I guess, that's what we do as people. We just find something cool about somebody and we're like, I'm going to do that. Or something like that.
No.
It's weird to make that a bad thing.
Right, yeah. It's like if a white person wants to act like a black person, I guess have at it. It's weird to me, but whatever.
It's
Especially, go ahead.
I mean, I guess if they find like breakdancing is cool and they start doing that, I mean, that's a cool thing. Right. And white people aren't always the coolest, I guess. You know, not in some ways.
Yeah, we're our Crocs and our track,
J. Crew.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I want to shove it.
Yeah, well, white people are awesome. We come up with a lot of awesome things. Actually, that was one of the things that got me more into the race aspect of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Was people telling me, I'm a 36-year-old man with 2 kids and I'm married, telling me how awful I am. For years, they're telling me I'm awful. And so I look around and I go, this iPhone, white people as far as computers, TVs, transistors, communication, woodwork, and white people! How am I so bad? We did all this cool stuff.
I don't know. Why can't we all just appreciate each other? Right. As soon as we start talking like that, we sound like hippies, but it's not. It's like there's nothing wrong with appreciating white people. It's just not way out of hand because I think I used to feel white guilt since I was little.
Right.
Really. But now that I look into it in my culture or whatever countries that I'm finding I'm from, it's really neat.
Right. Yeah. When you go explore that stuff and
and even just me saying it's neat is racist. So.
Oh yeah. You can't say
I can't say it's neat.
Forget about saying you're pro European American. You're now you're super Hitler.
Yeah. Right.
Sal actually looks like super Hitler right now. Super Mussolini. Salvatore Mussolini fascists. So Sal, how was your Seder at Salschwitz?
Last 2 days.
What?
I had one today and yesterday.
Was it a mitzvah?
I forgot what that means.
I didn't know
it was.
That was a word that Jewish people say.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing about cultures. We're all fucking together on the fucking shit.
I'm appropriating Jewish culture this week because of my wife's family.
Did you have brisket?
No.
Well, see, you're not appropriating enough. At least eat good.
I like the word schmuck. Isn't that more of a
That's a Yiddish
thing?
Yeah, same fucking thing.
I like that. There's another one that I like too that I use, but I haven't used that one.
Well, don't, because it's like derogatory towards blacks.
Oh, okay. That's probably why I haven't used it.
Yeah, Schwarzer.
That, like, not too long ago.
That's funny.
I just learned I've been using a racist word my whole life. All right, so we're gonna, I guess, wrap things up. Again, Latasia, if you want to tell everyone where they can find your work.
It's at libertarianlesbian.com, and then you can Twitter is libertarian LES, and then I'm on gab.ai now on Minds, and sign up for the newsletter. And now I do a weekly column on Tuesdays on halseynews.com. So you can check it out
awesome.
too.
And we put a bunch of the stuff in the description and on our website, so everyone check that out. And listen, obviously, open invitation. Thanks for coming on again.
All right, thanks for inviting me. I'll be back.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
That Halsey News is cool. She, with her on that site, she's going to get a lot more attention because their editor Stephanie catches a lot of shit from people. She gets attacked from all angles.
Jeez.
She'll get good attention too over there. I enjoy their work at Halsey News. Good stuff.
All right. Are we gonna have anyone from over there on anytime soon, or?
Yeah, we're gonna. Stephanie, hopefully, within the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Cool. Of course, we're discussing booking on air. Before disconnected, now we're discussing future guests. We're just running the show while we're on air.
So what were you trying to go to me for when I was missing?
It was some awful line, probably.
Oh, so you ruined it even worse.
Yeah, you could. I'm like, what do you think, Sal?
This is cricket.
Nothing. just nothing. Complete silence. But check it out. I want to get into this real quick. Where the fuck is it? Seattle for Truth. His documentary. He's chief or senior political editor at the RalphRetort.com. RalphRetort.com, of course, friends of ours, and he has a documentary called Black Pilled, Deep Inside the Deep State, like really deep. But I like it. It's fucking professional as fuck. Well, because it is. But if you see a link, there's a couple clips I want to play of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's narrated, so you really don't need a visual if you're, listening later.
All right, so hit the 148 mark?
Yeah, 148 mark is fine.
All right.
Through the Minerva initiative called Explorations in Cyber International Relations. The purpose of the Minerva initiative is to create what's called an artificial social intelligence. The initiative is trying to produce one that's capable of intelligently tracking memes and predicting social interactions and what they call complex contagions, such as uprisings. Perhaps you heard of them.
Real quick. So they're running tests and checking, on the flow of information on social media. Memetics. It's a real thing. Go ahead.
Minerva initiative in 2014 when it received mainstream coverage because some of the research being conducted involved simulations regarding the breakdown of society. Or maybe you heard about it when Facebook faced accusations of being part of the initiative when the social media titan conducted its highly controversial emotional contagion tests on unsuspecting users. The Minerva initiative can track news stories and memes in real time to see how languages, feelings, and thoughts evolve. The principal investigator at the initiative also claims they have mapped out the entire taxonomy of the internet, meaning that they have lists, graphs, and charts of which websites and social media accounts are influential, how they interact with each other, and what political ideology each of them represents.
You can stop there.
Nuts.
I mean, go ahead.
Nuts.
Yeah. That's what they're doing. Actually, later on in the documentary, I'm going to give away a plot point. CNN actually went after Hillary Clinton for not agreeing with the technocrats, these deep state people's agenda. Actually, they went after her until she had to, change her views. Isn't that weird? Like Hillary Clinton, they had to force Hillary Clinton into their position. So imagine how, in other ways, she has been forced or bought off by the deep state.
Yeah, and with technology like this, you wonder what else they have that we don't know about yet.
Right.
Or if we'll ever know.
Right. Well, they're doing this at MIT. Again, it's in the description. Black pill deep inside the deep state. You check it out. If you want them during this part of the show, that's fine. Listen to it later. Actually, the third link you see there, that timestamp, play that real quick.
Yeah. Let me get to that real quick.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, let me pull this up. Excuse me.
Oh, at least it wasn't dead air.
Today, the original inventor of the technology, Lombardi, his successor, Stone, and his successor's successor, Hurwitz, are all dead. But the Minerva initiative is still in operation. The official Minerva DoD Twitter account is still posting anti-Trump articles. In an official Minerva brief, it states that Minerva is a department-wide effort, and there is, quote, interagency coordination with sociocultural research programs at NSF, DHS, DOJ, IARPA, DARPA, and the UK research councils. A portion of that interagency coordination manifested itself through NSF grants CCF 1018625 and IIS 1320538, which funded such papers as Political Ideology Detection Using Recursive Neural Networks and Our Grief is Unspeakable, Measuring the Community Impact of a Tragedy, the latter of which used the Sandy Hook Massacre to conduct a study in how communities react to tragedy by mining data from Twitter around the time of the incident. The Sandy Hook study is more connected to Minerva than it first appears. One of the authors of the report, Clay Fink, is a Minerva-funded researcher on what they call social contagions. He studies the relationship between mimetic evolution and the enforcement of societal norms.
Stop it. See? There are people, analyzing the efficacy of memes.
That's freaking crazy.
Yeah. And every 2 months, Vice or some other shit website will post, you're posting memes from Nazis? That frog you see is a racist. Or, the crying guy is not what you think.
I think the
Numa is Nazi.
Then you get the Moon Man.
Yeah, well.
I think like the major meme makers or whatever you want to call them, start somehow trolling the Minerva people.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But what's cool is in the documentary later on that you learn that Black Lives Matter was imitating and was a copycat for the Arab Spring, because the Tunisia and Egypt, those protests started as police protests, according to this guy who studies this, Ethan, I think Zuckerman or something. Hey, Sal. Something about that documentary people notice. There's a lot of echo marks. Not my fault, like I said. And for Passover too. I'm gonna get fired.
Oh man.
Yeah, poor Sean Spicer. Oh wait, Sean Spicer, SS.
That's great. Stupid, but it's funny.
But Witzes and Steens, Kins. Fucking terrible.
You know that if you criticize Kushner, you're an anti-Semite.
You're an anti-Semite?
Yes.
Says who?
Newsmax.
Of course they do.
Yeah, the ADL came out, the Anti-Defamation League came out saying that there was they didn't just come straight out and say there was an uptick in anti-Semitic remarks. They say the Anti-Defamation League believes there was an uptick in anti-Semitic remarks.
They can't confirm it.
Yeah, this is stemming from the alleged West Wing squabble between Trump and Bannon over Syria.
Right. Well, Bannon, Trump, Kushner. Well, Bannon and Kushner.
Of course.
That's the defense.
Yeah, the end of the article, they have to reference a David Duke tweet that shows Trump sitting in his I don't know if you'd call it his war room at his resort.
Right.
And he wrote, "Believe me, folks, I know all the best people." And then he shows all the people surrounding Trump with Israeli flags on top of him. So,
I mean, whatever. No one is above criticism. I mean, these same people, not probably. Of course, this is, conjecture. They tell black jokes. These, the Jewish guys at Newsmax. I mean, Sal, on the Jewish part of your family, how many black jokes or whatever types of jokes are being told? Even on the liberal ones.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it happens. But you go the other way. What's the word again? Anti-Semite. Yeah, Semite. Of course I know it, because it's all over the fucking internet. Anti-Semite this, you're anti-Semite that. Everyone's a fucking anti-Semite. You say, hey, maybe Israel, we shouldn't be giving them aid. Anti-Semite. But I said not just Israel, but all countries. Maybe all countries shouldn't be getting aid. Well, anti-Semite. Ron Paul's anti-Semite. Everyone's an anti-Semite, except for us. We're actually anti-Semites too. Anti-Semites.
I actually got into an argument with somebody that was dating one of my wife's relatives. I think they were over for Passover, and he was in the Israeli army.
Oh boy! Tell him to go back, deport, go back to your own country.
He was trying to tell me that Israel's intelligence and army is more sophisticated and efficient than the United States.
I heard Israeli, soldiers and people say that.
Oh, so what? You want to be proud of your nation and your military. That's fine. Right. But then, a couple minutes later, he starts talking about how, because we got into economics and budgets, and I said that we shouldn't fund any other countries.
Right.
What about Israel? You don't need it. You just said you're the most.
Yeah. You're so awesome at military stuff. Why do you need our money?
And he got all pissy.
I mean, aren't they using the Iron Dome, which is a combination, I believe, of different missile defense systems? I think they use Patriot and a couple other ones. And the Patriot system is an older missile defense system. We were using it in the first Iraq War, the Patriot missiles.
Sure.
I mean, eventually it's going to be phased out. It is being phased out by the U.S. military. I mean, eventually it's going to be phased out totally. And only, countries like Iran or, the southern border of Lebanon, Hezbollah will have it. So have fun with that, I guess. Dude, Putin claims more false flags are coming. See this one? So he's calling false flag on the false flag. That's a false flag. What?
Where is this thing? Let's see. Where the hell is it?
How under serious stuff?
I see it. Zero Hedge.
Yeah.
So, Tyler Durden article.
Yeah. Oh. Brad Pitt wrote this personally.
So, I mean, I don't even think it's a big deal to predict that more attacks are coming.
Right.
Because I don't think any attacks are going to stop anytime soon in any region in the world. I don't know what to say about this article. It's stupid.
Yeah. Tillerson's in Russia now, I believe. He's going to be meeting with, whoever. And I mean, they're saying that maybe he'll meet with Putin. They don't know. But he's still there. He's talking. Hopefully it'll be fine. World War III averted. Stop buying, those fucking buckets of rice on Glenn Beck's website.
Buckets of rice.
Whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Forever storage or whatever. I think Glenn Beck, Blaze TV sells it. The Levin stuff, that channel sells the buckets of rice and corn that last 20 years.
Yeah, Ron Paul is selling like a food dehydrator, so you can make any meal you want and then store it for like friggin' quarter of a century.
You never know. World War III could strike in the next quarter century.
You could
be prepared. The Ron Paul vacuum dehydrator. I can't wait till like Ron Paul's on like a infomercial selling food dehydrators.
Yeah, dude, I hear him on the radio every day.
Hey, wait. Ron Paul, Ron Co. Obviously a connection, conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I mean, I would get it even if the world wasn't on the brink of war. I mean, 20 years from now, you remember, oh man, I sealed up that quarter pounder. You go digging into your friggin' safe, and find it. That's awesome, man. It's like Christmas.
It can't taste good. It can't. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what Ron Paul says, even though I like him. I don't care what he says.
How you? If you're
hamburger meat 20 years later, it can't taste good.
If your town gets nuked and you don't have any electric or gas or friggin' anything. How the hell are you gonna heat all this shit up that you friggin' freeze dried? Or you just I don't know.
Propane, those little propane grills, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, if World War III comes and there's a nuclear war, we're fucked. So who cares? Might as well just get it over with now instead of down the road.
Well, it's not going to happen anymore because, Trump is saying we're not going into Syria. And Bill Mitchell, this was Trump's plan all along. Hashtag strategic.
Right.
Fucking
that guy. I don't know.
And then he called out Paul Joseph Watson.
Yeah. Well, they had a debate. And then he also debated Stefan, Molyneux or whatever, the cult leader guy. He's he's into defooing.
Yeah.
He apparently when he was up in Canada.
There was this split with people on the right between not even the alt right and the the trust Trumpers, or I don't even know what you would call them.
Yeah.
And it's still like an hour ago, Bill Mitchell said, Paul just doesn't get it. I tried to tell him, and in the comments, people are like, yeah, Paul Joseph Watson thinks his tweet somehow changed Trump's mind. They just can't get to the point where they trust Trump, it says in this tweet. They want people to have no opinions of their own. You just have to totally be 100% in the bag for Trump. I don't get it.
Right. Well, speaking of Bill Mitchell, Pave Darker sent me something. Apparently, Bill Mitchell wrote a tweet and he deleted. This is confirmed by a senior intelligence official. He wants to, we can say this, as long as we don't give up who he is, remains anonymous. Bill Mitchell tweeted and deleted immediately. I would give up all my possessions and everything I hold dear if hashtag Trump would just once piss on my huge face. Hashtag winning. Why hashtag resist. So I have good information on an alleged senior intelligence official who wants to remain anonymous. This is a real thing. And I call on everyone to prove it wrong. Everyone.
I think my favorite part of that whole tweet is the big face thing.
Yeah, the huge face is just makes it. It's it gives that added description.
I watch Bill Mitchell's interviews sometimes, and he makes me feel so uncomfortable because it looks like he's in a crouching position the way his neck is bent forward, like he's
getting ready for MMA.
Like he's walking in an attic with really low ceilings. He's I don't know what the hell he's like bent over like that for. It's really weird.
Right. Yeah. Well, during the election, we were paying attention to different people's Twitter feeds because it was just easier that way. And we had you pay attention to Bill Mitchell. Has he ever threatened to fight anybody?
No, he just calls people stupid and then blocks them.
Okay. Imagine Bill Mitchell and someone fighting. I want to see that. He does look like he's crouching, or is there's something right above his head.
He also looks like he has Botox.
Oh, let's criticize Bill Mitchell.
Yeah, I think we should.
No, I don't think so. Around the eyes. Anyway, fuck Bill Mitchell. I don't want to talk about him anymore. Fuck Bill Mitchell. Fucking hell. For everyone that is listening later, we're looking at the tweet. Bill Mitchell's having a good old time. Real quick, we mentioned it earlier a couple times on the show about Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yes.
Misgendering Lindsey Graham, or maybe appropriately gendering Lindsey Graham. I don't know. It should be in the. You see it?
Yeah.
My feed.
It's on your Twitter feed.
Twitter feed. Micro magic.
Now I gotta go to your Twitter.
Yeah, got a lot of stuff going on. I'm an important person. I can't keep all this straight.
I'm looking for your Ruth Ginsburg tweet. Can't find
Ruth Bader Ginsburg. 10 hours ago. Come on. Below, the Moroccan TV airs makeup tips for Muslim women hiding bruises on their faces from their husbands beating them. It's right below that. Two of those.
That's another one.
That's a real thing. Like a Moroccan TV. So if your Muslim husband beats the shit out of you, this is how you can hide it. Walked into a goat. I don't know.
Holy shit! Where the hell is it? Son of a bitch!
Down.
I'm looking. This is ridiculous.
10 hours ago. Come on, Sal. Get on this.
I'm seeing shit from like April 8th.
Jesus. Well, then you went too far.
8 hours. 8 hours. I see the deleted tweet from Bill Mitchell.
And keep going. And Frank Center. I had to yell at them.
Activists who helped immigrants.
Keep going. Yeah. Activists who helped immigrants from being deported. Actually, the Gateway Pundit, Lucian's publication that he works for, she was killed in the Swedish terror attack. Wasn't she? Yeah. So Ruth Bader Ginsburg, 19 seconds. You see it now?
Oh, I see what's happened. The friggin' media is not there. That's why I didn't see it. Son of a bitch.
We got the high tech where it doesn't play media. Only the best for our listeners.
I'll get it up.
Oh, fuck it. The old Jewish lady said Lindsey Graham's to her. And she was serious. That's what it was. You can look it up. It's on my Twitter feed at Ian D. Erickson.
Are you confident that she's serious?
I don't know. Probably. Allegedly. Just say allegedly in front of everything and anonymous. And just get away with it.
1993 confirmation of my nomination to the court. The hearing was altogether civil. The vote was 96-3. For Justice Scalia, the vote was unanimous. Let's hope members of Congress, the members that Allegheny College has already honored, Vice President Joe Biden and Senator
You think
John
she's
McCain,
next to go?
the women of the Senate, Senators Dianne Feinstein and Lindsey Graham.
That's great. It was worth it. I think everyone could agree. That was worth it.
I'll play it one more time.
Let's hope that they and others of goodwill will lead in restoring harmonious Senators Dianne Feinstein and Lindsey Graham.
That's great. That's I didn't get to hear it yet until now. So
dropping bombs. Now, is she going crazy, or was she joking around? I think she's losing it.
I wrote on Twitter earlier that I would rather have her as a senator than Lindsey Graham because all she would do is sleep, and she would not have, she wouldn't vote to ruin our country even further than Lindsey did.
I hate Lindsey Graham. Remember how that cringy fucking cell phone thing he did?
Yes.
Like someone gave out his cell phone number, he hit it with a baseball bat. He's like, "Look what I did!" I think that was the highlight of his presidential campaign. It was where he got the most attention, and he got the 0.5 in the polls.
That was he was pissed off. Wasn't he pissed off after Donald Trump gave out his number?
Someone did. It could have been Trump.
No, Donald Trump gave out he held up a piece of paper with Trump's number on with Graham's number on it or something.
Yeah. That's funny.
This phone had to be destroyed. Graham's 1 minute long video shows him tossing the phone.
Oh, that's just
that's a recap. It's basically what we're doing. So we're gonna play we're gonna talk about the guy talking about the thing.
Yeah, what a douche. I can't stand Lindsey Graham. This stupid voice.
No one can. Again, Katie Lang. I said it earlier. Say it again.
I agree.
Are you? If you had to pick a side,
The Republican president.
Shut up.
if you had to pick a side, are you Team Kush or Team Ban?
I would say ban.
Yeah, I'm with you. Even if there is a split, who fucking knows? There's so much disinformation out there. So, I mean, because the Daily Caller reported that Breitbart staffers are told they're not allowed to criticize Jared Kushner anymore. But what was interesting is I like the Daily Caller and I like Breitbart, but Daily Caller isn't allowed to criticize Fox News.
Nope.
Because that's Tucker Carlson's website, and he gets the biggest of all the big paycheck from them, being in that coveted 9 o'clock spot. So, I mean, I guess I wouldn't make fun of him too if I was getting paid that much money. And at least he was honest. He was like, I can't criticize him because they give me a shit ton of money. So there you go. I'll tell you. I give him credit for that.
You're gonna, I guarantee you, Lindsey Graham's gonna come out all pissy because we're not gonna attack Syria.
Well, we'll see.
Actually, more John McCain than Lindsey Graham.
You think John McCain, old man John's gonna wave his cane around in the Senate?
Old man John that takes secret trips to Syria. Yeah, he's gonna be
poses with Al Qaeda terrorists.
Such a dumbass.
I don't know how these people keep like South Carolina. South Carolina is a very conservative state. Lindsey Graham not so conservative. I mean, they have Jim DeMint, for God's sakes, who was the president of the Heritage Foundation, the Senate Conservative Fund. Jim DeMint, super uber conservative, and Lindsey Graham. This doesn't make sense.
Piss me off.
I mean, does he ever have is he ever challenged in the primaries, or does he have the Republican Party in South Carolina wrapped around his finger? I mean, that has to be it.
I agree. That's a reasonable theory.
Yeah. Because we got in New Jersey, in my district, we have a lot of infighting that I don't want to get involved in. Because I don't want to endorse anybody. Because I'm especially local politics. My endorsement, if it gets out, the guy with the hate show endorses so and so.
So maybe endorse the person you don't want to win.
Yeah, there you go. Well, now I can't say because you don't know if I'm doing a false flag on the false flag with another false flag. Fucking dude. Oh, dude, check this out here. I found it on my fucking phone, of course. I'm gonna send this to you. I'll send it to you on Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
Yay. All right, ready? Yeah, it's a funny song. You get it? It's a musical. It's a fun little musical thing about stuff. You'll see.
Yeah, I'm opening this up now.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh shit! I don't want to get cheated by Disney.
Oh, should I not play it?
Wait.
Okay.
On my way to Parliament, I want to meet Theresa May. My sat-nav says this is the way. I like driving in my car, or thinking Allahu Akbar. Oh, maybe it's because I'm an Islamist that I hate this country so. Maybe it's because you're an infidel that'll knock you down wherever you go. I get a righteous feeling inside of me as I accelerate. Maybe it's because we're establishing a global caliphate. Oh, knees up London town, knees up London town. down, try and run away, but you're too slow. Under me 4x4 you go. If I catch a copper, I'll slash your fucking face. Knees up, line the appease up, knees up, London town. All disbelievers have to die under the wheels or in the drink, whether you're a frog or a yank or a chink. And Lord is so merciful, he's so bleeding merciful. Oi! I'm a fella waging jihad for the fella in the sky. I read last week online in Dabeek about this vehicular technique. Building bombs is tricky. Guns are hard to buy, so I'm a fella waging jihad in my little Hyundai. Oh, this smash bang bullet, what a car crash, shit, what a car crash, what a bloody mess. I drove straight right into a gate, I swear it was deliberate.
Isn't that terrible?
That's horrible.
And I'm gonna retweet it at E&D Erickson. It's like a whole cartoon with it. Well, actually, it was originally a tweet, so now I gotta. Fuck. I hate this. I'll tweet it. There we go. Boom. Tweeted. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. I think that's how that Twitter thing works. Yeah, there we go. So if you want to see the cartoon with it, you know, he's running over people. Jihad, Islam, and there's and a friend of mine pointed out in that song that there's one mistake they made. He said he calls himself an Islamist. A real terrorist wouldn't say that. They would say a Muslim or an Islam follower of Islam. There's no such thing as Islamism.
Yeah, we went up.
Just like there is no communismism or Hinduismism or Christianityism. There is no Islamism.
I learned that last week with Chris Logan.
Yeah. Want to wrap it up?
Correct.
We gave him over 2 hours, so
Yes, we did.
make sure you keep listening because I have a lot of important things to say that I said for the past 30 shows. So I want to thank everyone for listening. I want to thank the good and the bad and the ugly. My face. So make sure you take 10 seconds and give us 5 stars on iTunes. NewMediaCentral.net. New Media Central is an independent network of new and younger people. Conservative, libertarian, classical, all of them. Monarchists. We got all sorts. You can find informative news, commentary, and thought-provoking podcasts. New Media Central is independent of political action or PAC and mainstream media influence. We appreciate any help you can give. If you go to the homepage, there's a PayPal donation button. If you feel like giving a couple dollars to a proper gent, you give $3 or more, and I will send you a PDF of my book, Broken Volume 1. Broken Volume 1 can be found on Nook, Kindle, in the electronic form. But you also can get a hard copy if you really want. Amazon, Barnes & Noble. It's theological poetry. It's nothing like the show. So, if you have a wide range of what's the word I want to use? Of topics and curiosities, you can check it out. But if you only like fart jokes and us making fun of liberals, not so much. Anyway, $3, whatever. I don't care. You can follow me on Twitter at Ian D. Erickson. I just retweeted that little Islam shitty. Follow Sal at NMC. Literally, it's at Sal at NMC.
I need a new name.
Because there's at twice.
I know.
I'm getting all confused.
It's like Islamist.
Yeah.
Islam.
It's a lie. Sal at ism. Twitterism. I got a case of the Twitterism for the past few with the Syria thing. I'm going nuts. Anyway, at Sal, the word at NMC. Follow the show at Patriarchy Show. Follow the whole network and see what we're doing and writing at New Media Central. And of course, heartofamarine.org. Heartofamarine.org. The Heart of a Marine Foundation is a nonprofit organization that provides comfort, support, financial assistance, and educational resources to improve the quality of life of military personnel in all branches of the United States Armed Forces, including veterans and their families. And just came up, April 8th was the 13th year anniversary of my best friend's death, who the charity was started for by his parents, phenomenal people. So check that out. Don't give us money, give them money, or give both money. Who's on next week?
The Cannibal Cop, Gil Vale.
Yeah, is it Gil Vale or Gil Valley? A little bit of a Hispanic twist.
Good question. I think it's Val.
Okay, Gil Val, the Cannibal Cop. We're going to talk to him about his new book, Raw Deal. Raw Deal. Met him on Pat Dixon show a couple weeks ago. I mean, he doesn't seem like he wants to eat us. So. And it'll be via whatever we do, internets, as GW would say. So he can't eat us. We could tease him. We could pluck our fingers and go. Ooh. But he didn't do it. He didn't do nothing. The Cannibal Cop.
He didn't.
For real? Apparently.
I think he did 9/11, but he did not eat or kill any women.
Cannibalism does not melt steel beams.
No.
Is that what that is?
He can eat the steel beams.
Maybe.
Thanks. Find out.
Are is his teeth made out of thermite? Is that what we're getting at here?
I'll ask him.
I'm surprised. Now, I'm going to look into this. Has Louise Mensch mentioned Russia and 9/11? Because I'm sure it's there. I'm sure she's had to say something. She's fucking nuts.
I was just reading stuff on this website she runs.
Yeah.
And the friggin' headlines are ridiculous. Like one of them, for instance, was WikiLeaks is connected to Russia, despite them saying they're not.
Right.
There was no,
and she can confirm that. That's not slander. Good. I'm glad Cassandra is going after her. Get her for slander. Anyway, I want to wrap up. We're talking about other fucking shit.
Yeah, let's wrap.
Tune in next Tuesday, 10 p.m. Same place, New Media Central's YouTube. So subscribe, so you know if we switch or because Sal got us in trouble. That's all explained in episode 31 at the beginning because Sal wanted to play Nirvana or Alice in Chains privately.
I was testing the stream with some 90s grunge music.
You Gen Xer, you.
Damn me.
So, I mean, we might try some new software. I mean, we said it for the past 5 shows. Visual element. That's what the phrase I've been using. And we haven't. But next week, it's a closer possibility. It's it went from 15 to 15.5%. Yeah. Next week of having a more visual element. And not a surprise one. I'll be more prepared. I'll take down the girly pictures. My fag pictures. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Close it up.
All right. Have a good night, folks. We're out.